Hello, Mark Crossfield here. We are inside my office today because I haven't had much time to get to the range with all the travelling I've been doing recently. So we're going to do the Golf Swing Weekly Fix from the office. So we've got lots of swings to show and share with you, try and offer you guys some help, sending through the Golf Pro app. Also got question of the week, loads to do. Let's get stuck in. So first swing here sent through the app. If we take a look, not a bad athletic action, pretty good looking shot. Also, what we're seeing from this swing, I'd certainly like to see a little bit more space created on the way back. So you can see how low your hands get, which in turn, with the club set as far back as that, if your hands that low, often means you're using a lot of wrist in there. I would definitely like to see you get a little bit more space on the way back. If we bring my one back, just to show you up to the top, for instance, you're going to see that my hands get over my right shoulder and my club is shorter distance back. So there's a little bit more width being created. Now for you, because you get quite close here, what happens on the way down is you then try to push your arms away from you a bit more. It looks like you're swinging down and to the left quite a lot on these shots, which you'd struggle to do so much if you just created that little bit more width. We got Darren hitting a driver here as well, courtesy of Your Golf Travel. This is the footage I got when I was shooting with Darren. We're going to see a lot more stretch back than you're getting on your swing. I can just see the attack angle getting a little bit too downwards. So for you at this stage, I think we're going to see, and obviously I haven't got the side on camera, but I think we're going to see a little bit more of this kind of heavy wrist set. And then what we're going to see coming into impact is the handle just being so far forward of the head. So rather than lining things up for impact, we're going to see the handle a long way forward of the head, which is always going to encourage you to hit down and often to the left, where we'd like to see a little bit more catching up down at impact. Where if you obviously we can't see that from this angle. It's just what I see with people who do make this swing quite a lot. We're going to see that handle forwards coming down. So the handle forwards, which is just going to make you tend to hit down on the ball and to the left, which will affect launch angles. So definitely for you, it's a case of trying to create a little bit more whip. Simple practice is to try and get those hands much higher on the way back. So try and literally stretch them up and get your hands over that right shoulder more on the way back. And a simple way of doing that is trying to feel like you're taking the wrist out of it. So feel like you're creating more width as you go back rather than so much wrist hinge. Quite common, your movement, with people who maybe play squash, badminton, hockey, those kind of games, cricket as well, get very wristy. Look, not a bad action. Quite a good shot as well in there. I like, you know, the shot looks like it's going off quite well, maybe a fraction low. Certainly would like to see a bit more width for a bit more consistent hitting. Right guys, swing number 2 sent through the app. Not a bad action. Let's get it on the right screen here. Not a bad action at all. Lots of good movements in here. We just run this one through. Okay, let's just run this one through. Pretty athletic backswing. Club face is in a good position. Definitely see you get a little bit kind of upright in the spine area here. We tend to see you get a little bit tucked under with your pelvis. If we take me through to impact, say on this picture on the right, you're going to see that I'm a little bit more what you'd think is leaning over. I'm starting to extend my back. You've just extended your back a lot more than me, and then we see the right foot coming up this way, so where the right foot's coming up forwards, so right foot coming this way rather than turning up onto its toe, which I'd like to see a little bit more of. It's coming for me, you know, it's a good athletic swing yours, you've got a lot of good movements in here, but for me it's coming from that posture position. You can even see the end position here where we don't see the sole of the shoe. If we take my one through, it's a bit slow motion this one because it's more frames per second. We're going to see a lot more of the sole of the shoe as I rotate my hips round, where you've pushed your hips kind of more under and forwards a little bit more. So look, posture, if we take it back to the start, you wouldn't want to dabble too much with your action because your action is pretty good. I would like to see the pelvis pointing downwards a little bit more. You can see your pelvis is just a fraction more level than mine, and it makes everything rotate more on that level kind of it turns on that level field from the start, because you don't have that pitch forward. It's harder for you to get those right angles in there to help you kind of not sustain your posture through impacts. That's not correct, because your posture is nowhere near where it started at impact, because you're actually starting to extend your body. But certainly on a 2D screen, it'll make it look like you are leaning over more at impact. Good swing, lots of good movements, grip looks neutral. I just would like to see a little bit more of a tall posture, that precise posture, just to go inside with your very kind of athletic movements. I think you'll hit a few more consistent shots. Right guys, great question here about launch monitors. This is sent through my AskGolfGuru app. He says, I had a lesson on TrackMan the other day and his numbers were really good, but I was hitting hooks with a straight path and a neutral face, he says. He was told it's because he was hitting out the toe, and the pro explained about gear effect. He got me into a better posture and making sure my arms are together with my body by keeping right arm tucked in, which one looks better as I'm no longer across the line, and two, I'm hitting cleaner strikes. Sounds good. My question is, after all that, how do people like Bubba, who have no connection at the top of his swing, make clean contact and score well? Good question. Interesting question. Look, the reason Bubba, when he's on, hits well is because he's very aware, even if he couldn't articulate it, of where his club is being delivered to the ball. To put the spins, the curvature on the ball that he does, right to left, left to right, high, lows, the way he moves the ball, he has to be very aware of the path, angle of attack, face the path. Even if he couldn't explain to you how he's doing it, which he might be able to, and even if he doesn't even understand how he's doing it, he is very aware, subconsciously or consciously, of how he needs to move his club, arms, body, so on and so forth, to move the ball the correct amount of distances to hit target. So he is like a walking GC2HMT or TrackMan. Okay, he is like a physical TrackMan producing number machine. He can do it in his head, and he can do it from any position. So he can do it from up here, and he could probably do it from lower arms or wherever. What the pro is doing for you there, and I wasn't there, but it sounds like, is he's trying to give you every chance of controlling strike and other numbers by giving you some help in posture and some ideas in your swing. So obviously something's not happening, the strike's not happening, which is toe gearing it left, as he says, or she says, which is true, that can happen. So what they're doing is trying to work out the best way to get you not to hit those balls, and it sounds like they achieved that. There's no norm in golf. So much talk about positions and hitting X positions. It's about hitting this position, contact, as the ball is struck by the moving blade. You have to deliver certain numbers, certain angles for the ball to go straight. The ball doesn't care if you're connected or not connected. It does not know. All it cares about is that collision. So wondering why Bubba can do it from where he does it to is almost the wrong question. It's not the point. He can do it because he can control that bit down the bottom. If you can't control that bit down the bottom as well, strike, path, face, which obviously sounds like you could control path and face quite well, but strike, then you need some tips, some help, some kind of ideas on how to control that better, which is what it sounds like it is. That doesn't mean that you can't do it from the other positions, just you personally find it harder to control impact from those positions. So it's about what works for you, and that's what launch monitors do more than now. So people say they're so technical and it's all, it's all data and numbers. It's not. More and more lessons you do with machines like GC2HMT or TrackMan or FlightScope or whatever, they're so much more based around comments like swing left, I would say more, just swing more left. What should I hit this with? I don't care what position you hit, just show me where you swing left or swing right or swing up or swing down, or just turn your shoulder down, much more basic terminology to try and move the numbers in a place that gives a more consistent ball flow. Great question. Hope that helps. Don't worry about Bubba. Worry about you getting that ball more out of the middle and keeping that path and face near zero if that's what you need to do to hit more target. You will definitely hit better shots because of it. Thanks for buying the app, and we'll speak to you all soon. Right guys, some more swings coming at you from the app. We've got a decent movement here, just getting a little bit stuck on the way back. Practice swing here. I've just drawn a line on your left ear. What you're going to see is you make your backswing, you turn and move away from that line, which is okay, a little bit too much, but not too bad. And then on the downswing, you actually stay back there with your upper body. So you can see your lower half's going forward, but your upper body's just so far behind the ball. you're going to either hit into orbit with these if you make a good strike, or you're going to be prone hitting the ground a little bit first. We're just going to bring Darren over on this one because he's got the better side on camera here. Same thing for him. I've just drawn a line on his left ear. If we just play it through, I'm going to skip it on a bit because it's slow motion, this picture. You'll see he also pulls away from that line. This is a driver he's hitting. But look at his downswing. Starts to move back up to that line. Just stops to hit the ball. And then starts moving again ahead of that starting position. So for you, hanging so hung back at impact, so being so far behind where you started here, definitely is going to encourage some added loft to that club. So you're definitely going to encourage a little bit of this kind of hitting where you might start adding dynamic loft, so the loft's going to go up through impact. So if you connect going up, or what will happen is if this is the ground, say, adding this loft is always going to encourage you to hit the ground first, then hit up at the ball with your irons. Maybe good with your woods, but not so good with your irons. Definitely would like to see your upper body try to get through a lot more. Really try to turn your upper body through. Almost for you, feel like you're turning on top of the ball on the backswing. This is a feeling, okay? Turn on top of the ball on the backswing, and on the downswing, feel like you move everything, upper body and lower body, almost slightly forward of the ball, get ahead of it. I think you'll find your strikes will improve, and certainly with the irons, I think you'll get rid of maybe hitting that ground a little bit early. Hope this helps. Thanks for sending the swing. Let me know how you get on. It's a pretty neat posture in this swing. Not bad at all. Backswing is a little bit kind of, what's the word, kind of manufactured. People would moan about you picking the club up here and then kind of redirecting it back behind you here, but you get into a very neat top of the backswing position, so I wouldn't really think about changing that. Now where you do get stuck is here. You can see your upper body coming into impact, just does not want to rotate open. You look like you're going to hit the ball high and to the right if you're not careful. Massive hip drive and twist, but upper body's just getting way behind it. If we just bring mine one through here, on the way down, you're going to find as I come in to hit the ball, so shoulders are much more open, hips are open similar to yours, where your shoulders are kind of back here somewhere, really leaning back behind, adding lofts and high right. You might have to get your hands working quite hard to get the ball to come back, or it's just staying out there, or you could even cut out there depending on what you do with the face to that path. And you can see, I mean, this isn't the best way to measure it. You need GC2 HMT, good launch monitors to really measure this, but you look like you're approaching a lot from in to out. You need to feel like you're swinging more down the target line. And to do that, definitely a case of you trying to feel like as you come through that you're getting your shoulders more on top of the ball, more open. So get those shoulders turning ahead and around of the ball. So if impact, say your shoulders start here, let's say your impact, your shoulders start here, impact view, they're tilted back and to the right. You want to feel like they're turning up and to the left through impact, so turning through that impact position. I think it'll help you straighten your club path up, probably help you with your angle of attack a little bit as well, and it might stop the high kind of block right shots a little bit. Let me know how you get on, hope that helps, and thanks for sending the swing. So more swings coming through the app, good posture, very good setup, backswing's pretty neat. If anything, you look a little bit like you go forwards on your backswing, which I never particularly like, so it looks like you kind of lean a bit onto your toes and a bit forward. So certainly a backswing feeling like you just push the weight a bit more into your right heel is not going to do any harm. You look like you're just moving into that ball, well, you are just moving into that ball. Now what we see on a downswing, we see a drive with the right knee and then a kind of stalling of the right leg. Right leg just really stops, which kind of locks your hips a little bit through impact and makes you get, I'm sure if we looked at a side on camera, what people would call kind of flicky, like you're just flicking your hands forward at it. Let's soften that right knee up a little bit. So if we just bring my one down into impact here, what we're going to see is as I come in to hit the ball, there's more of a constant movement with my right knee. So there is stabilizing down through the ball with my lower half. My lower half does slow down, but my right knee is kind of constantly moving across and then hitting the ball, just finishing off. For you, what we see is the right knee kind of jamming down and then almost jumping back on itself. And look how stuck you get at impact. So how close your hands are to your legs. So you lose all that space to hit the ball. Definitely a case of trying to get the right knee just to soften up a little bit so you can keep those hips just going through the shot a little bit more in sync with the rest of your body. Your lower half stops, I would say, too early, and then you just kind of flick at it with your hands forwards, which definitely could create some pretty funky shots out there. It's an athletic swing. I'm sure you're hitting many good shots, and the shot you hit on this video looks like a good one. But I would definitely like to see your right knee just continuing its involvement with that downswing rather than that real noticeable. So it drives here, then it kind of locks up and then drives again. A little bit more of a steady flow with that right knee, so you don't have to adjust so much with your hands to kind of get everything lined up into impact. Thanks for sending this swing, hope that helps, and let me know how you get on. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel, also thumbs up the video, post comments, love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show, get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching.